This is our 5th annual State of the Chamber. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our president, Jimmy Flannigan.
Thank you, Anna. I also want to welcome everyone here tonight. This is a special night for me. It's really a special night for the Chamber. It's been an amazing 2013. Actually, it's been an amazing 2 years for the AGLCC. 2012 was really a year of creation, building up this organization from its lowest point. But 2013 was a year of record-breaking growth and expansion. We expanded the leadership team from 5 to 11 community advocates. We received the support of our first silver sponsors, Visa and Shepard Law Firm. Just this past month, we added another silver sponsor, Bill Dunham from Realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. And we will be bringing on our first gold level sponsor in Mass Mutual. Those four sponsors plus our 8 bronze level sponsors make for more sponsor level support than at any time in this organization's 17-year history. Thank you. We also expanded our successful networking and community events, including this past Tuesday's record-breaking luncheon with 82 people showing up. That's right, it was an amazing event. We also have 250 people show up to our annual anniversary event at City Hall, and 1,500 showed up last year at the South by Southwest Big Gay Kickoff event. That's right, and we're doing that again on March 7th. We also had our first full year of the agenda, doubling the size of the magazine while maintaining its profitability and reach, still the only magazine of its kind in the world. We maintained and expanded our lead on Facebook as the most liked local chamber of commerce in the world with more than 8,300 fans. This past year, the Human Rights Campaign acknowledged Austin with a perfect score in its Municipal Equality Index, the first city in the South to achieve such a ranking. And that's through the work of board member Cece Gratias and the city's Human Rights Commission. Of course, with membership, last year we reached 300 business, individual, and nonprofit members. But today, we are almost at 350, making it the largest AGLCC in history. Of course, all of this led up to last August in Dallas at the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce Business Convention, where we were awarded the Rising Star National Chamber of the Year. With all the success and growth that we've had in the last 2 years, you might wonder where the AGLCC can go next. How can it have an even greater impact on economic opportunity and job growth in Austin and the LGBT community? Well, I'll tell you. We're going to be overhauling our online and our mobile presence, bringing unparalleled resources to our members and Austin's rapidly growing LGBT community. Further expansion of the magazine team, the agenda, adding former editor of the Austin Business Journal, John Egan, to Vice President Edgar Giovellini, and our editor-in-chief, Kate Messer from the Austin Chronicle, to expand content, distribution, and online reach for this important publication. Now, I've been told many times that the AGLCC is the most fun chamber, and they're absolutely right. But as we go past 350 members, we're going to have to work twice as hard to make sure that every business and individual and nonprofit is fully embraced and welcomed into the AGLCC family. An expanded membership team headed by Amy Cook and a new ambassador program run by Chastain Cannon will ensure that the AGLCC maintains that warm and accepting environment that has been the hallmark of our success. We'll also be expanding our work with the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce to increase access to corporate procurement for local LGBT business. Through the AGLCC's LGBTBE certification process, managed by board member Cece Gratias, who is also the AGLCC regional chair, LGBT-owned companies looking to do business with corporations or their supply chains will get the connection and access necessary to showcase their products and services. Now, this represents not just an opportunity for these LGBT-owned businesses, but real economic growth for Austin. Because this is not doing business just with Austin-based corporations. We're talking about procurement opportunities from all over the world with companies that understand the value of a diverse supply chain. And that, of course, will bring more dollars into our local economy and foster job growth of LGBT-supported businesses. In addition to resources for existing businesses, the AGLCC will continue its work to help foster new business growth through our entrepreneurial programming led by Brian Erickson and our friends at StartOut. No member of our community with a good idea and a willingness to work should shy away from launching that next big thing because they lack the right connections to talent or education or funding. And with StartOut's event next weekend, the Hackout, the nation's first LGBT hackathon, we will continue to support the creativity and innovation that we know thrives in the LGBT community. Now, I've often said that an LGBT Chamber of Commerce should be the steward of the money that flows through our community. And that includes the hundreds of thousands of dollars that go to support our nonprofit organizations. New board member Aaron Yates will lead a team to help these groups through improved operational efficiency, event and calendar coordination, leadership and skills training, and access to more business support. It is not difficult to recall times in this community where organizations scheduled major events on the same weekend, or had unnecessary and disruptive change in their leadership, or collectively burned through a list of donors and individuals. With the AGLC's help, we can not only address these problems, but make sure that every dollar gets us closer and closer to full equality right here in Austin, Texas. At last week's State of the Union, President Obama said, "The best measure of opportunity is access to a good job." Now, we all have friends and family out there that are struggling to find work. But we also know LGBT people that are stuck in bad jobs. Jobs where their partner can't get health insurance. Jobs where there are no clear employment protections. Or even jobs where a boss or a coworker harasses them with no recourse. At the same time, the city of Austin has worked with a handful of companies, just 10 in the last decade, to grow the job base in Austin with tax incentives. But those tax incentives are not just a giveaway. It comes with clear requirements and guidelines. Pay a living wage, hire locally, and yes, provide employment protections and domestic partner benefits. In fact, the AGLCC makes sure of that because, as shown by the most recent incentive deal with Athena Health, we discovered that company's employment non-discrimination policy only covered state and federally protected classes, which will work great in their home office in Massachusetts, but it doesn't protect their employees right here in Austin. After discussions with city staff, city council, and company representatives, Athena Health agreed to change their corporate policy to ensure that every LGBT employee is protected and valued no matter where they live. The AGLCC will also be working with the City of Austin to launch an LGBT job board that will provide access to those tax-incentivized, LGBT-supportive, high-paying jobs, and to jobs in LGBT-supportive workplaces all across Austin. While there may be a long road to full equality, we can achieve economic equality and freedom today. If you've been watching the news or listening to the radio, reading the paper, following the blogs, you may have seen a story about our coming efforts to encourage LGBT tourism. Thanks to Councilmember Laura Morrison, we will be working with the city and the Convention and Visitors Bureau to fully leverage Austin's stellar reputation. As I've said many times, you'd have to go 1,000 miles from Austin to find a city more LGBT friendly than right here. And there are hundreds and thousands of tourists out there just waiting to be asked to come to Austin. But even more than the raw numbers, which show that an LGBT tourist spends $2,300 per trip on average, while their straight counterparts spend just $1,500. Imagine what this can mean to Austin and our community. Think of all the major and minor events, the events that are actually fundraisers for our nonprofits. An effort around LGBT tourism doesn't just grow Austin's economy without growing Austin's population. It also increases the resources available to address the very real needs that we face in our community. Yes, tourism will help grow and create jobs with LGBT-friendly bars and restaurants like El Soy La Luna, retail and hotels, but it will also help Equality Texas fight for our rights at the state capitol. It'll also help AGLCC reach out and support queer people of color. It'll help the Transgender Education Network of Texas educate Austin about the challenges faced by the transgender community. It will help out you save another LGBT from depression and suicide. Yes, tourism is about getting people to spend their money in Austin, but for us and the city, it's also about improving and saving the lives of Austinites. Last month, I attended services at the Northwest Fellowship Church near where I live in Northwest Austin. That day, Austin Police Chief R. Acevedo and Senior Chaplain of APD Rick Randall of Austin Cornerstone Church were there. He gave an amazing talk about the concept of audacity. Audacity in one's faith. Now, of course, audacity means insolent boldness, fearlessness, courage. As I listened to his call for audacity, I was inspired about how living openly and honestly as oneself is truly an audacious act. And there's been a lot of that in 2013. We had our first professional athletes come out of the closet, our first openly gay Senator Tammy Baldwin gets seated in Congress, Supreme Court decisions about gay marriage, DOMA and Prop 8, and state-level decisions all across the country. But there are audacious moments right here at home. For possibly the first time ever, our region will have LGBT candidates on the ballot at every level, federal, state, county, and city. There are also cases, legal cases, working their way through the Texas court system that may result in marriage equality right here in the Lone Star State. But these audacious moments also happen in our daily lives. Coming out at work, not knowing how your boss or your coworker will react when you add your partner to a benefits plan, or if you bring your significant other to the company holiday party, or if you start a business. And then not just welcoming the LGBT community, but coming out as a supporter and role model of acceptance and diversity to your customers, suppliers, and employees. This is my call to action to you tonight. I call on every member of Austin's community to audacity. Audacity in your work, audacity in your faith, audacity in your life. If you're lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, straight, or no labels at all, together we can build a thriving economy of equality in Austin.